Hi guys, welcome back to Pinky Rose Floral. So have you ever gotten flowers from your grocery store in the plastic wrap and everything and didn't know what to do with them? So today we're going to take it one step further and make our bouquet into this vase arrangement. This is Pinky with Pinky Rose Floral and welcome to my channel. On this channel, we'll learn about floral design basics and advanced tips, different types of flowers, both fresh and silk, and different ways to apply them into your daily life and for your special events. Join me and learn the different facets of floral design. Hi guys, welcome back to Pinky Rose Floral and happy Valentine's week. So this week we are going to make a beautiful red rose arrangement using some flowers that we picked up at a grocery store. Today we are going to be using a dozen of our red, and this is just a bunch of flowers from our local grocery store. During this season, you'll also see a bunch of greenery that you can drop into a vase. And here is some white Monte Casino, part of the Aster family. Sometimes they're already mixed together, so you can use that as well. But in this case, we've purchased them all separately. Here is our ginger vase, and we just filled it with just regular water, not filtered water, not bottled water. This is just from the tap. We'll use it cold. I'll always start with our greenery for our vase arrangement. So we'll take our cutters, trim out the rubber band, and open this one up. And what's nice with this, it's usually called like mixed greens for a drop-in vase, which is great. Usually they're stripped already with their leaves because you don't want any leaves into your water line. No greenery, no leaves. And what we'll do, since they're already pre-arranged, which is amazing, we'll go ahead and just cut it, eyeball it, and drop it into our vase. And this is the same if you get the mix arrangements, for example, different sorts of flowers into a bunch. Just make sure all of your leaves are clean and your stems are free of the leaves, and you can just eyeball it and then drop that into the vase. We're gonna give it a little bit of an angle so it has more surface area to take in that water. So this will go like this. So here is our leather leaf. We're gonna take some of these extra leaves out because they're kind of too big. With our stem cutters, we're gonna bring that. This one is broken and it's actually too big for our vase, so I'm going to trim these back, just pull those back, and then trim at an angle and then bring that in. If you guys don't see the greenery, sometimes you can ask the florist. They may have some extra greens in the back that you can use. And then this one is too big as well. So we want to make sure our leaves and our greenery is proportioned. So now we've just dropped that in. And typically with a vase arrangement, in order for your flowers to stand up, you do need a grid. So like a little bird's nest here for your flowers to stand. So we have the lemon leaf here, and we're just trimming back some bad stems. Here is ruscus, Israeli ruscus or Florida ruscus. And then we have a little bit of fern too, just to soften it up. So you see it's a little bit mossy, and that's okay. I like to shine up my greens a little bit before. So we're shining a little bit with Crowning Glory, or you could do leaf shine as well. Sometimes with the leaf shine, it becomes a little bit oily. So I like to use the Crowning Glory or Hawaiian Mist. So now that we have our greens, we're going to use our focal flower, which is the infamous red rose for Valentine's Day. As you guys know, the rose prices during Valentine's Day go extremely up just because of supply and demand, especially this year, kind of post-pandemic. Everybody is out and about. The need or the want of the flowers or the roses are there. However, with the local farms and the growers during the pandemic, they had to sublease their property because the demand wasn't there during the pandemic. So now that everything is back on and people are moving and buying again, they're trying to keep up demand with our growers. With our red roses, we gave them a little spray, removed some of our guard petals. So we will remove them here. Just make sure our petals are kind of even. Any falling leaves we're gonna remove. This rose is Freedom, and she has just a little bit of thorns, and we're just gonna brush those off with my knife. And then I'm just gonna trim just a little bit in an angle, give it a fresh cut. And I'm gonna start with my middle, and then now just go around. Now it's to the side. And again, I'm using my knife, but definitely you can use your stem cutters. We'll do some with the stem cutter. And I like using the knife because you get a nice clean cut, and then the knife becomes part of your hand. So I don't have to put down my tool and then do the insertion. You just go ahead and put it in, and then it becomes part of your hand. We're going to, and we just want to kind of just brush off the thorns. Just remove the pointy part, and then again just cut in an angle, put our placement through. So again, we're going middle, left, right, and then back to front. That also helps our grid in order for our flowers to stand up. So sometimes you'll see the petals are very short here, and you can just bring down the sepal and pull those off so you get a cleaner look on your rose. Make sure leaves are not touching the water. I'm gonna give it a once over and make sure our petals are nice and clean down at the base by the sepal. So we're gonna give these a nice spray again. And so with the flowers, especially the roses, they come actually from, say, Colombia or Ecuador. We definitely want to make sure they're nice and hydrated. If you get a bouquet out of water, we get them into water straight away. With our base, some flowers in the middle are gonna kind of start to fall down a little bit, and that's okay because we have a filler flower or an accent flower, and today we're using Monte Cassino, and She actually comes in white. There's also kind of a lavender periwinkle color, really pretty. And they look like just like little tiny daisies, which are really, really cute. And actually with lots of leaves on a flower, the less leaves is actually the better, because the leaves are taking away the hydration or the moisture from the actual bloom. So we're just gonna remove some of those and then tuck these in. So our hive, I'm looking, kind of eyeballing our hive. And so these will kind of come in, kind of checkerboard in between our roses. And this is more kind of American style versus a grouping. And this is just kind of more traditional versus a contemporary look on our roses. And see how this stem comes with this branch comes with multiple stems. We can just break these apart like this and do our insertions as well. And this one can actually stay the same. We can just leave those two together as little twinsies. And this is a nice little tall one. We're gonna give it fresh cuts. And we're gonna do the same thing, kind of go front, back, left, right, so everything is in balance. And then depending, so some flowers have a natural bend, so even though these are linear, this has a natural bend to my left or right. So I'm gonna use this toward the side. So this is gonna go here, and then you can see here, it fits better there to where it falls over a little bit over our base. And so definitely the leaves in the water, we want to prevent that as much as possible, because that's what's actually going to degrade our water and get it nasty faster with the leaves decomposing into the water, causing bacteria to where it starts to smell. And then you also get just a nice clean look in the vase too. And sometimes when they shift a little bit from the added flowers and the accent flowers and filler flowers, you might need to move your roses. We just wanted to make sure we've got spacing between our roses. And so now our roses are standing up a whole lot better because there's more product in our vase, and we still have our grid happening. We'll clean out and change out this water, but I think they're just about done. Now we're gonna actually take out the water, hold this like this, then see how while we were inserting, some of our leaves have made it inside the vase water. And so what we'll do is pour this out, get some fresh water, and just keep this nice and tight, not too tight, and then drop it back in. So we've cleaned out our vase with fresh water and then just plopped our flowers back in. So now you see that it's free of leaves. And sometimes you're not able to get every single one, but as long as you get most of it and that your vase is clean, just visually it looks better. And then it's also better for your arrangement for the stems, because with the leaves, again, it's going to degrade your flowers and shorten the life of your arrangement. So here we are, guys. This is our dozen red rose arrangement with product that we picked up at our local grocery store. So it's just a quick and simple, easy way that you can use using the drop-in Greenery Bunch and the white Monte along with our red roses. So if you've stayed with us thus far, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. Our next video, we are going to cover some 5 tips on how to keep your arrangement fresh and long-lasting. Thank y'all for watching. Happy Valentine's Day.